Hey everybody, I'm Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, June 24th, 2020. Today I want to talk about the way in which life functions as the backdrop, the substructure, the framework in which our unity and our social division occur. On the one hand, we have spent the last 4 months saying that we are #in this together. What unites us is the human condition. What unites us is the shared anxiety, the shared uncertainty, the shared fear relative to a future that remains unforeseeable. And yet at the same time, the last several weeks in particular, but few months and even few years have been absolutely overwhelmingly divisive. Now, in many ways, the division is important because it reflects that people are standing for what they take to matter, what they think is right. I encourage that. I applaud that. I want to stand with people doing that. But disagreement is likely to continue about the right strategy, the way in which we can move forward together into the future about which we have different visions. Life is something that defines us, and it defines all of us similarly. And yet it is something that singularizes and individuates us in ways that can never be replaceable by others. I think that weird paradox about life is what we've got to take seriously in order better to navigate the complicated in this together, but yet standing on opposite sides of things in our social world. There are many philosophers we could draw on here, but I'm going to turn to a poet, Walt Whitman. Yesterday we talked about Rilke. Today we'll turn to the transcendentalist American thinker, Walt Whitman. He writes a poem called Life, and it's not super well known, but I think it's really profound for where we are, and it speaks to our time in unbelievably compelling ways. Listen to his words. Life. Ever the undiscouraged, resolute, struggling soul of man. Have former armies failed? Then we send fresh armies, and fresh again. Ever the grappled mystery of all earth's ages, old or new. Ever the eager eyes, hurrahs, the welcome clapping hands, the loud applause. Ever the soul dissatisfied, curious, unconvinced at last. Struggling today, the same, battling the same. Notice the idea. It starts with ever the undiscouraged. We will continue to stand. We will continue to send fresh armies to fight the battles of existential frustration, anxiety, despair. But at the same time, what he recognizes is that these struggles today continue because we ever battle the same thing. I've said over and over on these episodes that what mattered then matters still, as a way of trying to fight the temptation to give in to some sort of the world has changed, nothing is true, I'm just giving up. That temptation must be avoided because what mattered then matters still. But at the same time, what mattered then matters still in the sense that the world has always been uncertain. It's always been a place of anxiety. This is not something that we need to act like is new today. That similarity to our lived history is something that then allows us to say, despite the fact I will stand on a different side of the line than you in a political sense, we stand together facing a future that we cannot control. We stand together in a way that understands life is the thing that disrobes us in our existential nudity. Don't dismiss existential realities in the name of political ones. May our political engagements be in the name of the existential truths that continue to throw us in this together. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you tomorrow unless a piano falls on our heads.